Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this. It is 6:59 a.m. Excuse me, on Wednesday, the 25th of July, and I am still coughing. It is still pollen crazy out there. My sincere apologies. When I first wake up and when I first go to bed, I'm like really clear. Because I haven't been moving, but then I move around and all that pollen starts working its way up. It's terrible when I go to bed and I'm sitting there pedaling away and just hacking and coughing. Ooh, she's just sort of breathing kind of hard. I hope she's not scared. She's just going huff, 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 huff. But she's Mama Squeak. Mama Squeak. She's old. She's had lots of babies. Unfortunately, the one baby of hers that I had, little Squeak, died. But there we go, little one. Thank you very, very much. I'm putting her back in her nest, and then I'm going to put the lid back on top of her to try and minimize the stress to her so she doesn't have to worry about seeing things happen and she can just relax. Being high-stress creatures, and especially with her age, I don't want to really stress her out too much. She's only going to be here for another day or two, then she's going to go back underneath, and she's going to stay there for weeks and weeks and weeks again to let the stress of this come down. I don't want to kill her. But little Boogle is still good. She was up and running in her cage last night. That's a good thing. Charvy, absolute maniac. He's lost most of his fur. A lot of it is still growing back, so he's going to be okay. But he's just running around like a little wrinkly old man. And it's really cool. He's very active, so it's good. Now, one of the things that I wanted to talk about real quick is something that I've actually wanted to talk about for some time, because I smoke cannabis like a chimney, and my mother died of lung cancer. Her twin sister had also had lung cancer. She had a lung removed. She's still alive. My mother had a lung removed. They didn't get everything, I think, because afterward she always felt sick for the 6 months after the surgery. She lost 50 pounds. They didn't get it. Something was still going on. And in April, she died. But she was a big smoker. All three of I guess it's my aunts too, because my mother smoked until I was like 6, 7 years old. She stopped at about that point because as a smoker, you drop cigarettes. And as a kid with a clumsy parent like that, I got burned a lot. Not on purpose, ever. It's just you drop a cigarette and it's like, oh, it fell into the kid seat and I'd burned my kid's arm. So she stopped smoking after I got burned. And she stopped smoking all of her life. So it was good that way. But she died of lung cancer, which kind of makes me worry about the pain in my abdomen on this side. But we're working on things. But yes, I smoke cannabis like a chimney. If I'm on camera, like right here, whoops, I knocked over something. I have been, I don't have much. I say I smoke it like a chimney, but it's what you have. So I smoke a lot. But the thing is, you know, they talk about like cigarettes, there's tar. And there is. It's the liquid residue of smoking. When anything, you burn anything, it's going to have a lot of components to it. And a lot of those components, if they're thick and wet, they fall through gravity and glom onto things. Now, the same thing with pot. Pot has tar too. But the big difference between the two types of tar, and you'll hear this being talked about from people who don't understand the difference, is like to go, oh, but there's all this tar in cannabis. There's the difference. Because nicotine and tobacco, that tar is a culmination and thick heaviness of all the carcinogens. Tobacco is carcinogenic right off the bat. And they have increased it through breeding to increase the nicotine content and increase all this stuff to make it more addictive. So it's even more carcinogenic. And then when they process this stuff, they add 700 to 7,000 chemicals, depending on your brand and the type of cigarette you smoke. 700 to 7,000 additives for flavoring. Amazingly, each one of those additives also adds to the addictiveness of the cigarette. Flavoring. But the tar, because of this, the liquid tar that you get from cigarette smoking is badly carcinogenic. It is like the essence of everything bad in cigarettes in semi-liquid form. Very, very bad for you, tar from tobacco. Now, yes, I am going to show you my pipe because this is what I use, but the inside of this thing, I have to clean out fairly regularly. I'm looking through it now. And it was fully clogged the other day with tar. Now, the difference, of course, between the two is cannabis is just one plant. So it's tar from burning cannabis. So the thickest, the heaviest, the wettest stuff collects, and you get the lighter stuff that goes in and then coats the inside of your lungs. But the tar, the thick stuff that you have to clean out of there, the stuff that smells kind of nasty and burned, and it's just thick, and it doesn't contain much. It has a little THC in it, but not much. But even that is the difference in the plants. Cannabis isn't carcinogenic. So the residue from it, I mean, you burn anything, chemical reaction, doesn't matter. Whatever you burn, it causes carcinogens. So yes, there are carcinogens from smoking caused by burning. And so it's in the tar and it's in your lungs. But the difference is there, cannabis, even the United States government, that on the one hand, they say, oh, there is nothing good about cannabis, it's bad for you and it kills you and it's awful and it's worse than heroin even though, of course, cannabis can keep you sober from heroin, can keep you sober off of all these other drugs, can keep you sober from alcohol. And in fact, they have found, government studies, THC, cannabis, the cannabinoids, actively hunts down and kills many, many types of tumors. So yeah, the difference in the tar there is, yeah, it's a little carcinogenic because he burned it, but it still has a lot of the anti-carcinogens in it just because of the THC that's in it. And when you're inhaling all this stuff, yeah, you're getting a collection of tar, but it's the collection of the difference between literal night and day. Let's flip that around. Night and day. Sun's usually up here. Unless you're on Australia, or 4X as it's sometimes called, by the late Terry Pratchett, who on Discworld had a Australia-like continent. In fact, it was Australia. If you look on the Discworld, it's Earth just smushed flat. But nobody knew what it was called, so they first just put a lot of X's on it, and then later on they just started calling it 4X. So, in deference to Terry Pratchett with his Discworld series, he died of Alzheimer's. But I call Australia 4X a lot. Thumbs up. Okay, I said difference between night and day. So, and that is the difference. I mean, it helps protect you. It does a lot of stuff. It's nasty. Tar is nasty. I mean, cleaning that thing out was repulsive. Ugh. I take pipe cleaners and I run it through one end, pull it out the other, and oh my God, is it slimy and disgusting. Thumbs up. Now let's see. Oh yes, tomorrow is my colonoscopy. But first, I've been meaning to talk about this too. I have 4 pairs of jeans. One of them kind of old, and then coming up to the jeans that I bought like last year or like a year and a half ago, something like that. They're new. 4 pairs of jeans. Every single one of the pockets has a hole in them. Now the difference, of course, there is the jeans are denim, the pockets aren't. It's just a softer, lighter, thinner, weaker material. So what I got to do, because I don't want to buy new pants, is go out and buy like a half yard of some thick material, get a good sewing needle, get some fairly thick thread so it's strong, and then just pull the pockets inside out, carefully cut some cloth and then just sew the denim to the, or whatever I get, to the inside of the pocket so that I've got continued use of my pockets. Because denim lasts for almost forever. And especially, here's the thing, if you wash your jeans, like every time you wear them, or you wear them for 2 days, then you put them in the dirty clothes hamper, unless you're doing something really wild and crazy, like you work in a job where your pants get dirty, or you're going out in the mud, if you're just wearing your jeans normally, even the people that make denim say you should only wash your denim maximum once a month. And in fact, there was a guy who wore a pair of jeans for 2 weeks straight. Just put them on, took them off, did that for 2 weeks. If he spilled food on his pants, he just blotted it off. And then if he ever detected an odor, he would just put them in the freezer for 24 hours, take them out the next day, no odor. And when at the end of that 2 week period, they checked the pants for bacterial growth as opposed to a pair of pants that had been worn for 1 day, and they found zero difference. The pants that had been worn for 2 weeks straight and just block cleaned versus one that had been worn for 1 day, there was no difference bacteriologically. So, don't wash your jeans a lot. I had been, up until I discovered that the pockets had holes in them, I had been wearing my jeans like 3 days and then hang them up and then go on to the next one. To get rid of odor, if there ever is any, I actually have Febreze. I spray them with Febreze periodically. So what I need to do is get a good stiff straw brush so that if I spill anything on my pants, because I spill, and yeah, it's just when it dries, use the brush, you go woof, 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 so that it doesn't leave a stain behind, and then go back to the way I've been doing it. And that's a good way to do that. Just wear them for a couple days, let them hang for a couple days. If you must, if you are unsure, then spray them with something like Febreze, which you don't even need to use Febreze, rubbing alcohol, regular alcohol, even vodka. For whatever reason, alcohol, when it dries, if you spray it onto stuff, it takes odors and other contaminants off. That's why Febreze works. It's not any special stuff in it. It's largely because it's rubbing alcohol with some fragrance added to it. When the rubbing alcohol hits stuff and then dehydrates, it takes the odor with it. I don't know what it does with odor. You can't destroy, I mean, you can tear apart molecules, but you can't destroy atoms. And I mean, there would be like nuclear explosions going off. So somehow there is a chemical reaction from alcohol that when it evaporates, it takes odor with it, molecules, and they vanish. They don't vanish, but I don't know what the symptom is. Symptom? The system is. So if you ever have a shirt or whatever, a good way to get it clean, get some high quality vodka, because vodka has no scent or odor, and just spray whatever you've got. If you don't have that, just get some rubbing alcohol, put it in a spray bottle, and pa. You don't need Febreze. But anyway, is there anything? Yeah. Oh yes, my colonoscopy. Tomorrow's my colonoscopy. I have to walk up to my library today. Again, I've lost the papers that I have. They have an internet set of computers and an internet budget, so anyone with a library card can go in and print for free 100 pages per week off their printer. So I have to go open, the library opens up today. I gotta print some pages, print my instructions, because tomorrow is the colonoscopy. This afternoon I gotta start drinking this, oh, I forgot to bring it in, but it's a gallon jug of, well, there's no anything in it but powder, the laxative, and then some flavorings, and I gotta put the flavoring in there, fill the gallon jug with water, and at 2:30 this afternoon drink half of it, and then at 2:30 in the morning drink the rest. Oh, it's gonna be fun, but it needs to be done. I need to have them stick a tube up my backside, and please excuse me, I burped while talking. They're going to stick a tube up my backside, and they're going to take a look at my large intestine. I don't like the idea, but I also like the idea, because the first time I had a colonoscopy in 2005, they found 3 precancerous polyps and removed them. If they had not, I'd already have died of intestinal cancer and I wouldn't be here. So yeah, I'm all for being knocked out with fentanyl and having them shove a tube up my backside to make sure my intestines are okay. I'm alive now because of that. Definitely a thumbs up. I've also opened up 24 hours worth of comments, my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read them all afterward, as many as I can. Thumbs up each one I read, answer as many as I can. I love spending time in the comments. Thank you all so very, very much. It is appreciated. If I mispronounce a username, my sincere apologies. I'm an American English speaker. We're not good at pronouncing things, especially these days. And even though I'm counting an American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand, with my fibro, brain damage, widower brain, post-acute withdrawal syndrome, I'm getting better, but I'm still, so I forget. Now I'm calling up my, oh, that was a huge bit of lag there. Calling up my Chrome, I hope. Since suddenly my keyboard's not working all that well. Dead Cliff, thank you very, very much. And IDK, what this channel is, lol, thank you very much. Red Fusion Army for Life, greatly appreciated. Ice Demon, thank you. Jeremy J, thumbs up and thank you. Andrew Kreklo, greatly appreciated. And oh, well, thank you. And Dragon Master GTO, thank you very, very much. And Odd Year 1, or I, thank you very, very much. Rick Priest, thumbs up and thank you. Matty, greatly appreciated. Ryan Nori, thumbs up and here's hoping for you. YBYERU, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that one. Thank you very much. Aaron Brewer, greatly appreciated. And Tyler Williams, thumbs up and greatly appreciated. Alone Red Rover, thumbs up. Corey Moyer, thank you very, very much. OG Gab 3, thumbs up and thank you. Quizler, life is life. Tunderkeeper, thank you very, very much. Always good to see you in the comments. Young Bruce Jerry, I sure hope I pronounced that properly, but Cody Henderson, thank you very, very much. And Carol Wood, did I just do a 3 again? Oh well, that's life. And Michael Sauls, thumbs up and thank you. And TJ Simmons, thank you very, very much. Greatly appreciated. Thumbs up and thank you to each and every one of you. As stated, getting out of my dark, dank skull into the real world, dealing with actual people, thank you very much. Now, yesterday when I cried during my video and talked about how I was overtaken with grief, you have to drain the wound for healing to start. All of my mental wounds were even just crying because I found that it just drains the wound, gets the mental pus out so that the healing can start. Breaking down and crying was something I needed to do because today I feel better. Awesome. If you can check out my game channel, I got a game channel down there. If you follow my games and if you notice there's gaps in my games and my playlist down there, that's because I play one game, 2 channels. I flip between my 2 channels with games, so you gotta kind of follow both if you want to follow everything. If you could check it out, subscribe, monetize it, that'd be awesome. Again, I don't feel obligated. I can't speak English. I don't feel entitled, don't feel obligated, but if you could check it out, it would be awesome. Also, various links, if you could check out my Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, Google+. I'm going to get back into blogging again soon because I feel the urge to write. Very awesome. But if you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron, like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. But if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes. I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very, very much. And if you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. If you could subscribe to the channel, that would be cool. I would understand if you don't want to, but if you are done with it, I will do my best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. Definitely a good thing. Oh golly, I don't have time to talk about Humble Bundle. I'm going to do like a whole real advertisement on it soon. I'm not even going to talk about my Amazon wish list. That's there too, but if you want to check it out, please do. Otherwise, So tomorrow I'm probably going to do a video tonight for tomorrow if I can. I doubt I'm going to have anything done, so probably not much today as I do videos for tomorrow because I'm not really going to be available. They're going to be knocking me out with fentanyl and shoving a tube up my bunghole, so we'll see what happens. Definitely a thumbs up. Well, I'm going to hopefully have something today. Maybe a reaction, maybe a game video. I'm not quite sure. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. And that, my friend, is a very good thing. Definitely a thumbs up.